Is the world about to see a big war at sea? Right now, something very scary is happening in the ocean near Iran. Big ships from China are moving fast. Big ships from America are moving fast too. They are all heading to the same small spot. This spot is called the Strait of Hormuz. It is a very important place for the whole world. If these ships start a fight, everything could change. It could even start a very big war. We need to look at what is happening right now. We need to look at the secret ships and the big plans. Should the leaders in Iran be scared? Yes, they should be very scared, but they are not alone. China and Russia are coming to help them. This is making the United States very angry. President Trump has told Iran that it must stop their bad plans. He said that if they do not stop, very bad things will happen to them. In the past, some nuclear buildings in Iran were destroyed. Now America is sending even more power to the Middle East. They are sending big planes and many missiles. But China is not just watching, China is sending its best ships to show that they are strong too. This is a very dangerous game. It is like two big trucks driving at each other on a narrow road. Who will move first, or will they hit each other? Let's talk about the ships. China has a new kind of ship. It is called the Type 055 destroyer. This ship is very big. It is one of the biggest ships in the world that is not a carrier. It has a lot of weapons. It has 112 holes for missiles. Think about that. One ship can fire 112 missiles at one time. These are not just any missiles. They are carrier killers. They are made to sink big American ships. China also sent other ships called Type 052D. These are also very fast and have many missiles. These ships left their home in Hainan. They did not tell anyone where they were going at first. It was a secret. But now we know. They are going to the Gulf of Oman. They are going to meet up with ships from Russia and Iran. At the same time, a big American ship is coming. This ship is the USS Abraham Lincoln. It is a giant aircraft carrier. It is like a floating city. It has many planes on it. These planes can fly very fast and drop bombs. The Abraham Lincoln was in the South China Sea. But the leaders in Washington told it to go to Iran fast. They want to show Iran that America is still the boss. But when the American carrier moved, the Chinese ships moved too. It is like a dance, but a very scary one. The American carrier has 3 other ships with it. These are Arleigh Burke destroyers. They have shields to stop missiles. But can they stop 200 missiles at once? That is the big question. If China, Russia, and Iran all fire at once, the American ships might be in big trouble. Why is this happening now? It is because of a big exercise. An exercise is like a practice for war. China, Russia, and Iran do this every year. They call it the Maritime Security Belt. This year is the 8th time they have done it, but this year feels different. It is much bigger. They are practicing how to fight together. They are using real guns and real missiles. They are doing this right where the American carrier is. This is very risky. If someone makes a mistake, a real war could start. Imagine a sailor who gets nervous. He sees a blip on his radar. He thinks it is an enemy. He pushes a button. Then a missile flies. Once a missile flies, you cannot take it back. This is how big wars start, by accident. There is also a secret ship that was there before the big warships. This ship is called the Dayang Yihao. It is a research ship from China. China says it is just looking at fish and rocks at the bottom of the sea. But many people think it is a spy ship. This ship was in the Arabian Sea for a long time. It was mapping the floor of the ocean. Why would they do that? They do it so their submarines can hide. If you know where the deep holes and big rocks are, you can hide a submarine there. Then the submarine can wait for the American carrier. This shows that China was planning this for a long time. They did not just decide to go yesterday. They were getting ready for months. Think about the oil. This is very important. The Strait of Hormuz is a tiny water path, but 20% of all the world's oil goes through it. That is 1 out of every 5 barrels of oil. If a war starts, no ships can go through. Then there will be no oil for cars or planes. The price of gas would go up very, very high. People would not be able to drive to work. Stores would have no food. This is why everyone is so worried. China needs this oil too. They get a lot of oil from Iran. They want to make sure the path stays open for them, but they also want to stop America from controlling it. It is a fight for who is the boss of the ocean. America is also doing things. On February 3rd, 2026, something big happened. A drone from Iran was flying near the American carrier. The carrier has special planes called F-35C. These are stealth planes. They are very hard to see on radar. One of these planes flew up and shot down the Iranian drone. This shows that America is ready to fight. They are not just waiting. They are watching every move Iran makes. But shooting down a drone is one thing. Shooting at a Chinese destroyer is much bigger. That would be a war between two countries with nuclear bombs. Nobody wants that, but the ships are getting closer and closer every day. Russia is also part of this. They sent their ships from the Pacific Ocean. Russia and China are friends now. They want to work together to stop America. They think America has too much power. By helping Iran, they are telling America to stay away. This makes a big team: China, Russia, and Iran. On the other side is America and its friends. This is like the Cold War from a long time ago. But back then, China was not this strong. Now China has more ships than America. They are building them very fast. They can build a new destroyer in just a few months. This is why the balance of power is shifting. We must also look at the other countries nearby. Countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE are very nervous. They do not want a war in their backyard. If missiles start flying, they might hit their cities too. They are asking America and Iran to talk. They want peace. But it is hard to have peace when everyone is bringing guns to the meeting. The leaders are talking, but the ships are still moving. This is what we call a standoff. It is like a staring contest. The first one to blink loses. But in this contest, if no one blinks, everyone might get hurt. What makes the Type 055 so dangerous? Let's look closer. It has very good radar. It can see things from very far away. It can see planes and other ships before they see it. It also has a big gun on the front, but the missiles are the real threat. It has missiles that can fly faster than sound. These are called supersonic missiles. Some are even hypersonic, which means they are super, super fast. They move so fast that it is almost impossible to stop them. The American ships have the Aegis system. This is a computer that helps them shoot down missiles. But if 100 missiles come at once, the computer might get confused. This is called a saturation attack. It is like trying to catch 100 balls at the same time. You might catch some, but some will hit you. The USS Abraham Lincoln is not alone either. It has its own team. The destroyers with it are the USS Frank E. Peterson Jr., the USS Spruance, and the USS Michael Murphy. These are named after heroes. They carry Tomahawk missiles. These missiles can hit targets on land from very far away. If the order comes, these ships could hit Iran in minutes. This is what President Trump is talking about. He wants Iran to know that he has the power to hit them hard. But China's presence makes this hard. If America hits Iran, will China hit the American ships? This is the big risk. It is a chain reaction. One spark could blow up the whole world. Why did China send its best ships so far from home? Usually Chinese ships stay near China. They stay in the South China Sea. Going 6,000 miles away is a big deal. It shows that China wants to be a blue water navy. This means they want to be able to fight anywhere in the world. They have a base in a place called Djibouti. It is in Africa, near the Middle East. They use this base to fix their ships and give the sailors food. This means they can stay in the Middle East for a long time. They are not just visiting. They are moving in. This makes America very worried because the Middle East used to be a place where only America was the boss. Let's think about the sailors on these ships. There are thousands of them. They are far away from their families. They are on high alert. They have to watch their screens all day and all night. They know that a war could start at any second. This is very stressful. When people are stressed, they make mistakes. This is why having so many ships in one small area is so dangerous. The water is crowded. The air is full of drones and planes. It is a recipe for disaster. We have seen accidents before. In the past, ships have bumped into each other, but those were accidents during peace. If ships bump now, someone might think it is an attack. There is also the problem of Taiwan. While the American carrier is near Iran, there are fewer carriers near Taiwan. China might be doing this on purpose. They might want to pull the American ships away from China. If the American ships are busy with Iran, they cannot protect Taiwan. This is a very smart plan by China. They are using one move to win in two places. They are helping Iran and making America weak in the Pacific at the same time. This is why the leaders in Washington are so worried. They have to decide where to put their ships. They do not have enough ships to be everywhere at once. What can we expect in the next few days? The big exercise is starting. We will see videos of ships firing guns. We will see planes flying. We will hear big words from the leaders. China will say they are just practicing for peace. America will say they are protecting the world. Iran will say they are defending their home. But under the words, the danger is real. The ships are on a collision course. This does not mean they will hit each other for sure, but they are heading for a big fight. We must hope that the leaders can find a way to talk. If they don't, the world could change forever. This is a time to stay informed. Things are moving very fast. One day a drone is shot down. The next day a new destroyer arrives. You need to know the truth about what is happening. Don't just listen to the news that tells you everything is fine. Look at the facts, look at the maps, look at the ships. The world is at a turning point. What happens in the Gulf of Oman will affect you no matter where you live. It will affect the price of your food and the safety of your country. This is the biggest risk of a big war that we have seen in a long time. We need to talk about the New World Order. This is a phrase people use when the power in the world changes. For a long time, America was the only superpower. Now China is rising. They want to be a superpower too. They want to make the rules. By sending their best ships to Iran, they are saying that the old rules are gone. They are saying that America cannot tell everyone what to do anymore. This is a very big shift. It is like a new kid coming to the playground and challenging the biggest kid. Everyone else is watching to see who wins. If China wins this standoff, more countries might start to follow China instead of America. Let's look at the weapons again because they are so important. The Type 055 has a special kind of radar called an Active Electronically Scanned Array, or ASA. This is a very fancy name, but it just means the radar is very, very good. It can track hundreds of things at once. It can see tiny drones and big ships. It can even see stealth planes if they get close enough. This radar is the eyes of the ship. Without it, the ship is blind. China has spent billions of dollars to make these eyes the best in the world. They want to make sure they see the American carrier before the carrier sees them. This is the first look, first kill rule of naval war. Whoever sees the other person first usually wins the fight. And what about the missiles? We talked about the 112 holes. These are called VLS cells. VLS stands for Vertical Launch System. It means the missiles fly straight up out of the ship. This is good because the ship doesn't have to turn to fire. It can fire in any direction at any time. Inside these holes are different kinds of missiles. Some are for shooting down planes, some are for hitting other ships, some are for hitting targets on land. This makes the ship like a Swiss Army knife. It can do everything. The most famous missile is the YJ-18. It can fly very far and then speed up right before it hits a ship. This makes it very hard for the ship to defend itself. This is the missile that is called the carrier killer. America has its own missiles too. The SM-6 is a very good missile. It can shoot down other missiles and planes. It can even hit ships. The American destroyers carry many of these, but they also have to worry about running out. If China fires 200 missiles, the American ships might use all their defensive missiles to stop them. Then they would have nothing left for the next attack. This is called magazine depth. It is like having a gun, but only a few bullets. If the other guy has more bullets, he will eventually win. China is building more and more ships so they can have more bullets than America. This is a big part of their strategy. Now let's talk about Russia's role. Russia has very good electronic warfare, or EW. This is using radio waves to mess up the other side's computers. They can blind the American radar so they can't see anything. They can also mess up the GPS so the ships don't know where they are. If Russia uses its EW while China fires its missiles, it would be a nightmare for the American fleet. They would be fighting an enemy they can't see. This is why the three-way alliance is so scary. Each country brings something different to the fight. Iran brings the location and small boats. China brings the big ships and missiles. Russia brings the high-tech jamming. Together, they are a very tough team to beat. We must also think about the human factor. Sailors are people. They get tired. They get scared. On a ship, everyone has a job. If one person fails, the whole ship could be in danger. The training of the sailors is just as important as the ships themselves. American sailors have a lot of experience. They have been doing this for a long time. Chinese sailors are newer to this. They are still learning how to operate big fleets far from home. This gives America an advantage. But as China does more exercises like this, they get better. Every day they spend in the Arabian Sea, they learn more about how to fight a war there. They are getting smarter and stronger every day. What should you do? You should share this information. Many people don't know how close we are to a big conflict. They think it's just another news story, but it's not. It's a real-life thriller happening in our oceans. We need to pay attention. We need to ask our leaders to find peaceful solutions. War is never the best answer. It hurts everyone. But to have peace, we must be strong and we must be smart. We must understand what the other side is doing. By looking at the Type 055 destroyers and the USS Abraham Lincoln, we can see the true picture of the world today. This is the most dangerous naval standoff since the Cold War. In 1988, American and Soviet ships actually bumped into each other in the Black Sea. It was very close to a real fight. But back then, there were rules. Both sides knew how far they could go. Today, the rules are being rewritten. China is a new player, and they are playing very aggressively. They are not following the old rules. This makes everything more unpredictable. And in a world with nuclear weapons, unpredictability is very, very dangerous. We are living in historic times. What happens in the next few weeks will be in the history books for 100 years. In conclusion, the situation near Iran is a powder keg. A powder keg is a box of gunpowder that just needs one spark to explode. The ships are the gunpowder, the tensions are the heat, and a mistake or a nervous sailor could be the spark. China has moved its secret destroyers into place. America has its carrier ready. Russia and Iran are standing by. The world is holding its breath. We will keep watching, and we will keep telling you the truth. Stay safe, stay informed, and remember that knowledge is the best way to stay prepared for whatever comes next. Make sure to subscribe to Daily Military Talks. We give you the deep analysis that you won't find anywhere else. We look at the satellite photos, we track the ship movements, and we listen to what the generals are saying. Don't be left in the dark. Join our community and stay ahead of the news. Share this video with your friends and family. Let them know what is really happening in the world. The more people who know the truth, the better chance we have for a peaceful future. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next update. This is a developing story, and we will be here to cover every move.